So, you're looking for marketing ideas for your med spa. And I bet when you think about marketing, your brain probably jumps straight to running ads, posting more on social media, or maybe creating some custom promotion to get lots of people in through the front door. And visibility definitely matters here. I'm not going to tell you it doesn't. But at the same time, exposure-focused marketing can create a lot of stressful pressure inside your business. Your schedule fills up and suddenly you and your providers are feeling tension and stress in areas you never expected. And this is why over time, most med spa owners come to realize that the most effective marketing tactics don't actually come down to exposure outside your clinic. It happens in the day-to-day operations, because your clients are much more likely to return when every experience feels smooth, thoughtful, and consistent. When that happens, that's when word spreads like wildfire and they tell all their friends. So all of that said, today I'm going to walk you through 8 med spa marketing strategies that actually work, not because they're flashy or new or the latest quote-unquote hack, but because they naturally fit seamlessly into your daily operations. That's the key. And as we go through these marketing ideas, you will likely say to yourself, I feel like I've heard some of these before. And you're right, you probably have. But what I want you to keep in mind is that all 8 of these tactics are most effective when you have the right systems in place to support them, not when you're relying on your own memory or yourself putting in a ton of extra effort at the end of each day. Because as a med spa owner, you already know, intention doesn't always equal execution. You can have the best intentions to follow up with every single client, to rebook everyone on the spot, and to track referrals perfectly. But when you're in the middle of a busy day, things tend to fall through the cracks. So after we walk through these 8 med spa marketing ideas, we'll also talk about software platforms that truly support putting these systems in place instead of creating even more work for you every single day. If that sounds good, let's dive in. All right, tactic number 1, rebooking on the spot. This is one of the biggest missed opportunities I see, and it happens right at the end of an appointment. Think about it. The client just finished their treatment. They feel amazing. The results exceeded their expectations. You've earned their trust in this moment. And this moment is golden because their decision load is super low, their trust in you is high, and rebooking feels completely natural instead of salesy. The key here is making it easy. Your provider or front desk staff needs to see everything in one place, recommended timelines for that specific treatment, real availability, all at a glance. When you have that visibility, the conversation flows beautifully instead of becoming this awkward logistics puzzle. Now, med spa platforms like Boulevard actually do show this information right in the system, so providers can guide the client through rebooking without hesitation. The moment stays focused on care, not let me check the calendar or I'll call you later to schedule. And here's the thing, clients do appreciate being guided rather than having to remember to book later. It makes them feel valued and taken care of. Once rebooking becomes part of your normal flow, return visits increase without you ever having to chase anyone down. Tactic number 2 is going to be consistent follow-ups. Every med spa owner has good intentions here. You want to follow up with every client, but the reality is that busy days happen, and the issue is not your intention, it's consistency. So a short message asking how healing is going, how they're feeling post-treatment, that goes such a long way. It can also catch small concerns early, which saves you time and stress later on. Now, there are platforms out there that let post-treatment messages trigger automatically based on the service that was performed, so every client gets that same level of care without you having to remember each individual person. Vagaro works well for this if you're a solo provider or a smaller team. Mangomint will be great for small to medium-sized teams here. The beauty either way of automated follow-ups is that they build trust through consistency, and they give you a natural opportunity to mention additional services or add-ons that might benefit the client's journey. Or maybe you hint at a promotion you've got coming up. No matter what you choose, you're planting seeds of curiosity that keep your practice top of mind for every single client. Tactic number 3, referral incentives but without the hassle. Referrals are incredible, right? When someone hears about your med spa from a friend, they skip the entire research phase a lot of the time. They're not comparing a bunch of options or scrolling through reviews. They arrive confident and ready to book. So yes, you should absolutely have a referral program. The problem, manually tracking referrals is a nightmare. If your staff has to remember who referred who, credits are going to go missing. I guarantee it, it's happened to me too. And if clients have to explain the whole situation and prove they were referred, that moment gets awkward really fast. This is where having software that ties referral credits directly to client profiles becomes essential. Platforms like Boulevard, Mangomint, even Zenoti for enterprise-level practices. These make sure rewards apply correctly without spreadsheets, explanations, or friction for your providers or your clients. And this keeps the experience smooth for both the person who referred and the new guest. When you can make it that easy, referrals are likely to just keep rolling in. Marketing idea number 4 is filling gaps with flash offers. Every med spa has slower days or last-minute cancellations. That's just the reality. But what matters is how you fill those gaps and how your availability shows up in the market. Because think about it from a potential client's perspective. If they check your booking page and see tons of wide open availability, they might assume you're not in demand. But if those gaps get filled strategically, they see it as a signal that you're busy and trusted by other people in the community. Flash offers are perfect for this. They create urgency in a way that a standard ad never can. A quick targeted message about a same-day opening keeps you top of mind without making you look like you're constantly running promotions. But the flip side is flash offers only work when they're tied to true availability. You can't be doing this to squeeze people in to hit revenue goals, for example. You have to be strategically filling real gaps. So with Boulevard specifically, open slots and last-minute cancellations are visible immediately, which makes it a lot easier to take intentional actions. You can fill those gaps without over-discounting or disrupting the flow of your day. And platforms like Vagaro, Fresha, and Mangomint also keep this kind of smart scheduling in mind for med spa practices. Tactic 5, packages that make sense for your target audience. Because packages are brilliant when done right. They encourage clients to commit, and they help you plan your revenue much more predictably. They change client behavior, reduce decision fatigue, increase your perceived value, and ultimately boost your revenue potential. But where things fall apart for a lot of practices is tracking these packages manually. You should never rely on your clients to stay on top of how many sessions they have left, for example. That creates nothing but chaos and uncomfortable conversations like, wait, I thought I had 3 left, and you say, no, our records show you only have 1. Not a fun time for anyone involved. So, packages need to live inside client profiles where everything stays visible to every member of your staff. Providers should be able to see remaining sessions instantly, and that way clients can understand where they are at any time. Software like Mangomint or Boulevard will store package and remaining sessions right in the client profile, so there's never this risk of confusion. Providers will always know exactly what's available, as well as front desk staff. And then on the other side, clients feel really well taken care of. This, again, removes friction, protects trust, and lets packages do what they're meant to do, support commitment and long-term value for your med spa. Number 6 is don't be afraid to ask for reviews, but also know that timing is everything. Right after a successful appointment, your client feels confident. They're positive about the experience. This is the window where asking for a review turns satisfaction into social proof. And social proof is marketing gold. But the mistake that a lot of practices make is either not asking at all or asking at checkout with a rehearsed script that feels just really forced. What you want is to ask intentionally and consistently, right when the client is feeling their best. That said, the reality is that we live in a fast-paced world. People value time and convenience, so you also need to make leaving a review as easy as possible. Ideally, just a couple clicks, maybe typing a little bit of details, and then done. Now, almost all software designed with med spa workflows in mind will offer this feature. Fresha, Mangomint, Boulevard, Zenoti, they all know that ease is what turns positive experiences into positive trust signals. And a bonus tip here is that it's not a bad idea to offer a small exclusive perk as a thank you for leaving a review, because reviews don't just help you attract new clients, they're also crucial for building your reputation over the long term. Tactic 7 is the art of remembering. Clients notice when they're remembered. Birthdays, treatment anniversaries, milestone visits. These feel small, but they build serious rapport and they shape loyalty. A special birthday perk works because it gives clients a reason to book. It's personalized and meaningful. Instead of just pushing a discount, you've acknowledged the client as a person. That alone can build so much goodwill. And keep it simple. A small account credit, a complimentary add-on, maybe exclusive access to priority scheduling during their birthday month. The beauty of birthday perks is that they bring inactive clients back into your bookings and the timing feels organic. The booking decision then feels effortless for the client. And again, platforms like Fresha, Mangomint, Boulevard, and Zenoti can automate birthday and milestone-based outreach using client data that's already in your system. So these touches happen on time, every time, without you having to manually track anything. Recognition here becomes a really dependable retention strategy instead of something you really hope you remember to do with every client. And finally, number 8, a monthly add-on spotlight. When you highlight one add-on at a time, your marketing stays focused. It's easier for your staff to talk about, and it's easier for clients to understand and then get really curious about. When you pile on a bunch of promotions at once, nothing stands out. You start diluting your brand equity, and clients will tune out because there's just too much noise. So an add-on spotlight works best when it stays consistent for at least a full month. Your staff will know exactly what to recommend, and the repetition is powerful because when clients hear the same message at booking, during their appointment, during checkout, and in follow-ups, that familiarity builds interest and curiosity, which then further drives the uptake on that offer. The cool thing is that most software platforms now offer features to support exactly this strategy. When all of your providers are focused on the same add-on, the repetition feels really intentional instead of random and salesy. Clients will stay curious about the offer, and the result is that your average ticket size can increase without any pressure. The clients will feel excited about the spotlight promotion rather than overwhelmed by options. And now, while these ideas are really exciting and can be really effective, this is the moment where reality kind of starts to sink in, right? And you start wondering, how do I actually implement all of this without drowning in the extra work? And that's always the thing in this business, right? These ideas sound great in theory, but if you're manually tracking everything, sending individual messages, remembering to follow up, and trying to coordinate flash offers, you're gonna burn out fast. Your tech stack needs to support your daily workflow, and the good news is that there are platforms designed to automate a lot of this heavy lifting. First, let's talk about Vagaro. If you're running a more intimate practice and want simple automation with gap-filling tools, Vagaro can work really well. They've got automated appointment reminders, email marketing built in, and it's designed for solo providers or smaller teams without overwhelming you with features you don't need. Second, Fresha is another solid option for budget-conscious practices. Their marketplace feature helps fill those gaps we talked about earlier, and they keep things very straightforward for teams that just want the basics done well. Next, Mangomint really shines for small to medium-sized teams. They've designed their platform specifically around speed and modern workflows, so those follow-ups, waitlist management, and review requests all happen using client data that's already in your system. Next, if you're enterprise level with multiple locations, Zenoti handles that complexity with a few features that are built specifically for scale. And lastly, Boulevard for me stands out specifically for med spa practices that want everything in one place. Scheduling, client profiles, messaging, packages, referrals, marketing. It is all integrated here. So when I talk about rebooking on the spot, your provider is going to see treatment timelines and availability right there on the dashboard. When I talk about automated follow-ups, with Boulevard, they trigger based on the service performed. When I talk about referral tracking, Boulevard will tie that directly to client profiles. Basically, Boulevard is built with your clinical workflow in mind, so those marketing actions we've walked through happen organically within your operations instead of feeling like they're bolted on and extra work you have to handle as an afterthought. The biggest thing to remember here is this: when your med spa system supports these tactics, they stop feeling like extra work. They become just another part of how you run your business every day. And that moment is when you truly start working smarter, not harder. All right, let's wrap this up. Because if we're being honest, most med spa owners don't need more ideas. You've got plenty of them already. What you need is marketing that fits into the way your business already runs. And these 8 tactics work because they meet clients exactly where they are right now. They reduce friction, they limit hesitation, and they make the client experience feel deliberate from start to finish. And when you have the right systems in place, these strategies stop being things you have to remember every single day and start being things that just happen automatically. Over time, that consistency is what makes your marketing feel sustainable instead of exhausting and overwhelming. Because another important point here is that your marketing does not need to feel intense, loud, or forced. It should feel natural. And when it does, clients return more often, talk freely about you to their friends and family, and they trust you more deeply. That is where sustainable long-term growth comes from. If you found this helpful, drop a comment and let us know which tactic you're most excited to implement in your med spa. And if you have questions on how to integrate any of this, we would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.